Assalamualaikum. We are from Group 3. Now we are conducting a BOD experiment.
Prepare dilution water by adding the following reagents per 1 liter of distilled water. 1 milliliter phosphate buffer, 1 milliliter magnesium sulfate solution, 1 milliliter calcium chloride solution, 1 milliliter ferric chloride solution. Aerate the prepared dilution water for approximately 1 hour to reach oxygen saturation. 50 milliliters water sample is prepared and poured into BOD bottle. The BOD bottle is then filled with BOD dilution water until the maximum capacity of 300 milliliters is reached. The bottle is sealed by using stopper and inverted several times to remove noticeable bubbles. The same steps are repeated for BOD5. The BOD5 bottle is placed in the BOD incubator for 5 days. Dew meter is switched on and the vibrated probe is cleaned with dilution water. Stopper is removed and the vibrated probe is placed inside the BOD bottle.
The stable dew concentration value is recorded. Take this value as dew 0.
DO5 is determined and recorded after 5 days of incubation by following step 4. The vibrated probe is cleaned and placed into the bottle.
We are doing COD experiment.
A wastewater sample for cod test was prepared. Samples were taken from different sampling locations. The sample was diluted by mixing 2 milliliters of sample and 2 milliliters of distilled water. 2 milliliters of diluted sample will be used for the cod vial. The vials were then inverted several times to mix the solutions. The reactor was set to on and was preheated to 150 degrees Celsius to digest for 2 hours. Prepared samples were then inserted into the COD reactor. Start button was pressed. After 2 hours, the samples were taken out from the reactor and left on the cooling rack for 45 minutes until it reached room temperature. Vial blank sample was inserted into the spectrophotometer and set up to 430 cod LR. The start button was pressed and 0 is selected to set for the blank sample. The value of the sample was then recorded. Surface of the vials were then cleaned with a tissue to ensure there is no fingerprints and the vial was bacteria-free. Vial with wastewater was then inserted into the spectrophotometer. The start button was pressed and the value of cod was recorded.
Now I'm going to do the experiment.
test of pH and turbidity. Let's go!
A water sample is prepared and poured into bicar. The vibrate probe is cleaned with dilution water. The pH meter is switched on and the vibrate probe is placed into the bicar. The stable pH concentration value is recorded. The bottle is filled with 10 milliliters sample water. The turbid meter is switched on. The bottle sample is placed in the turbid meter, and the lid is closed. The value of turbidity is recorded after the value has stabled. A 500 milliliter sample was blended in a blender at high speed for exactly 2 minutes. For the prepared sample, the blended sample was stirred barely, and 10 milliliters of the mixture was immediately poured into a clean sample cell. For the blank preparation, another sample cell was filled with 10 milliliters of tap water or deionized water. The appropriate test for total suspended solids TSS was selected from the program list. The blank sample cell was inserted into the cell holder with the fill, line facing to the right. The 0 button was pressed. The display then showed 0 milligrams LTSS. The prepared sample was inserted into the cell holder with the fill, line facing to the right. The read button was pressed, and the TSS concentration of the sample was displayed in mgl. 100 milliliters water sample was poured into a sterile water bottle. A tablet of Cold Alert was put into sterile water bottle. The sterile bottle lid was put and tightened. The bottle was shaken until Cold Alert fully dissolved with the water sample. The substance was poured in a quantity tray till it was full and was sealed properly. The quantity tray was put into the E. coli incubator for at least 24 hours. The quantity tray then was taken out. The ultraviolet light apparatus was used to identify whether the water substance has the presence of E. coli by light. The quantity tray and the big and small wells were observed, whether it glows in fluorescent blue color or not. If it glows, it indicates that there is the presence of E. coli. The numbers of big and small wells were calculated. The value of E. coli that presence in the water substance was determined by using an MPN table.